So they launched a platform, y'all. They launched a campaign to stop this woman from raising $600,000. Let me tell you, I believe the woman's a racist and I believe she's wrong. That's beside the point. But the hypocrisy of the black community kills me. So they're saying that the platform should not allow this woman to raise $600,000, right? Because it's enabling hate. But the same people that are yelling that think it's okay for Karmelo Anthony to be able to raise almost $600,000 off of murder. Did you hear what I just said? Murder. Not saying an N-word that black people say to each other all the time. But murder. Stabbing somebody in the chest that was a boy. But white lives don't matter to black. This is why I can't. I can't. It's insanity. It makes no sense to me. I just don't understand the way we think. So, I'm done. I can't.
All over the internet right now, people are celebrating because they believe that Shiloh Hendrix fundraiser has been frozen. They believe that Shiloh Hendrix is no longer going to see a single penny of the money that was raised for her. And it's really weird because I've seen a couple of politicians tweeting about this. I've even seen a few news articles about this. And it's also weird because the exact opposite is true. Shiloh Hendrix has not had her funds frozen. In fact, just yesterday, she started being able to access her funds, and now she is at the beginning stages of her new life. Meanwhile, on the internet, her biggest haters are all celebrating because they think that they stopped her from getting this money. I mean, it literally feels like wartime propaganda. Often when one side is losing a war, they'll act like they're winning the war in the news because they want to boost morale. They don't want people to get discouraged. They don't want to admit defeat. It's kind of like what's going on between Ukraine and Russia. We're always hearing about how great Ukraine is doing when in reality they are losing and Russia is gaining ground every day. So in this situation, it's like they're spreading verifiably false information. You can literally just go to Give, Send, Go and see that it's still up. People are still donating. It's easy to verify that this stuff isn't true, but people are spreading it like a wildfire because instead of just, I guess, acknowledging this loss, they want to pretend to everyone that they won. Because what they're afraid of is they're afraid of losing power here. They're afraid that the tides have changed and that this cancel culture and these tactics that they use, they're afraid they're not going to work anymore. So they still want to give people the impression that it's still working when it's not. But people are really confident about this lie. And I was wondering, why are people so confident about this lie? Why do people so confidently believe that Shiloh had her fundraiser taken down? Well, I went and started doing some research, and I kept coming across this one name. When people were celebrating Shiloh's fundraiser being frozen, which it's not, but the people who believe it as they're celebrating, they keep mentioning someone named Keandrea. I keep seeing the name Keandrea. Like, I'll read you just a couple of posts. Everyone's talking about infamous racist Shiloh Hendrix, who raised over $600,000 in essentially reward money for calling a black child a vile racial slur. But have you heard about the brilliant black woman, Keandrea, who's working to make sure Shiloh never sees a cent? So I kept seeing this name over and over again. So I was guessing that, hey, maybe she is the source of this lie. And I kid you not, all over the internet, people are celebrating Keandrea. They're treating her like a hero because they all believe that she took down Shiloh Hendrix. There's literally news articles written about this woman. There's all types of viral posts being spread throughout the black community, and they're acting like she is a saint, the savior of the black race. She single-handedly came and stopped Shiloh. I mean, I could sit here all day reading the post, but let me just read one or two. Black women are always saving the day. Big shout out to Keandrea Damone for doing God's work here. I'll be damned if that demon Shiloh Hendrix walks away with a financial reward for terrorizing racist tirade against a 5-year-old special needs kid. Keandrea Damone, you are a hero. I can't wait to see Shiloh Hendrix and the idiots that support her taken down. They won't shut it down. We shut them down. Protect this brilliant sister. So there's all of these posts and there's news articles and everything, and they're plastering this woman's picture and they're painting her out to be the savior of the black race. She came in and she stopped the black race's number one enemy, Shiloh. When in reality, the number one enemy for black people is just black people. Okay? Shiloh and people who look like Shiloh, they're not out here killing black people. Black people are out here killing black people. But that's a conversation for another day. Anyway, they're all celebrating this woman. News article here, news article there. Viral post here, viral post there. And it's absolutely insane when you understand that they're all propping this girl up as a hero when she has done literally nothing. Shiloh's funds are not frozen. Shiloh is actually now accessing these funds as we speak. Yet here we have Keandrea, the hero of the day. She stopped everything. And people are writing think pieces, they're posting news articles, when all you have to do is do a 10-second Google search to see that Shiloh's fundraiser is still up and that nothing has changed. So you have to ask yourself the question, are these people just stupid? And they just automatically went along with this woman and believed that she took down Shiloh? Or is this like some type of wartime propaganda where they're sending the message to their soldiers that they won the battle when in reality they lost? It's really weird. But I want to go ahead and show you guys the video, okay, that this woman posted. This video that I'm about to show you is where all of this hibbity hoopla started. But first, if you guys would like to support the channel, please consider liking the video, sharing the video, commenting below. Put your notifications on if you're already subscribed, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you would like to donate to the channel, I know Cash App's been acting weird for some people. You could always drop a super thanks, and I'll be looking into making a PayPal or something like that in the future. But for now, let's go ahead and roll this clip. Let's look at the source of all of these lies and misinformation. Let's look at the woman who is being celebrated as a hero for doing absolutely nothing, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Okay, so I haven't talked about this a whole lot, but I have been so bothered by this. When I say I have been disgusted by this, there was this white woman named Shiloh Hendrix who called a black baby the N-word. And then when she was exposed, she went on to raise, I think it's at $1 million now. She has raised $1 million on this crowdfunding page for calling a black kid the N-word, right? I was so bothered by that, and everybody's like, what can we do? What can we do? Y'all know me for cyberbullying people, but that was not going to be enough. So I'm going to tell y'all what I did, okay? I've been thinking, I've been strategizing, I've been doing a little sleuthing, right? So what I thought about as a business owner what do I want to hit? Do I want to hit her or do I want to hit the money? So I thought about that. So I started searching and trying to figure out, how can I find this funding source? I'm a business owner, I own a retail store, so I know there is a funding source. There's a pipeline somewhere, right? Give, Send, Go is the platform she uses, but they are not the bank. So I thought, like, we got to find a bank. And most banks are not going to want to be attached to something like that, right? Like, most banks, especially payment processors, they will cut that shit off with any type of doubt or controversy. They'll usually just cut it off, right? So what I did, I used to be a web developer, so I know how to code and I know how to read code. So I went and I broke down the code on Give, Send, Go's checkout page line for line, and there were keywords I wanted to look for, right? So I looked for the keywords and I started looking through the keywords and I found the keyword Block Inc., right? That's familiar, right? Block Inc. is the parent company of Square. So I went and I did my researching, and it turns out, yeah, that's their payment processor. So I'm going to attach and I'm going to share ways we can contact both Block Inc. and Square. So we want to hit both of them so they can't ignore us, right? But there is a process to report stuff like that. And I don't know if they just didn't think we'd find it out. But yeah, bitch, we found it out. So I'm going to share how y'all can report. Stop reporting to Give, Send, Go. They don't give a fuck. They supported Kyle Rittenhouse, the January 6th rioters. That is literally what they do. That platform thrives off hate. So we don't want to hit them. We want to hit the money. And see, Give, Send, Go is a for-profit company, and they pretty much can do what they want to do. But when it comes to banking and payment processing in this country, we do actually have laws and regulations surrounding that. So any type of bank or payment processor has to have a clear-cut policy that prevents them from funding hateful things like that. So yes, Block and Square both have policies that prohibit the use of their platform for glorifying or amplifying or profiting off of harassment, illegal activities, racism, and yes, hate speech. So she has violated their policy by even having that campaign. I'm telling y'all, stop playing with black women in business and stop playing with black women in tech, because I know good and fucking well y'all didn't think we were going to look into that.
So that video, ladies and gentlemen, was all it took for these people to just automatically believe that Shiloh Hendrix has been taken down. All it took is for someone to record a video and not sound like a complete idiot. I'm not saying that this woman sounded really smart, but she could articulate herself better than a lot of the people we've seen in these other ignorant clips. So that's all it took for these low IQ individuals to rally behind her and think that she's a hero that took Shiloh down. Even though a 10-second Google search would prove otherwise. But that's not stopping them from propping this sister up because she saved the black race. So she's having her face plastered all over the internet as a hero. She's getting all of these followers. They're writing news articles about her. They'll put a statue of her in Times Square within a couple of weeks. All for absolutely nothing. But you see stuff like this, and then you still have people asking me, why are you still talking about Shiloh Hendrix? It's because I know damn good and well what we're up against here. Do you think these people get tired? They don't get tired. Do you think they take a rest? No. Most of these people don't have jobs. They don't have lives. They don't have anyone who likes them. Because think about it. If you in your spare time, if you're using your spare time to harass payment processors about Shiloh Hendrix, then you're probably not really fun at parties, okay? Understand the people that we are up against, they don't stop. They only try to destroy. I'm aware of that. I know some people aren't, but it's important. It's very important that there are people like me out here that speak against this nonsense. Because without people like me, these people dominate without even being called out. There's a reason why our culture, our society is in decay. It's because people are afraid to speak out, and these people don't rest at all. They just destroy nonstop. And then when people like me speak out, even rational people get tired of it. Cinema, man, talk about someone. Why are you talking about this? Talk about something else, man. I don't want to hear about this no more. Okay, it's cool that you don't want to hear about it. These people don't care. They're still tracking down payment processors trying to take Shiloh down. They're not done with the story. They're still trying to find out where the next place Shiloh's going to live so they can go harass her there. We're up against people who don't just get tired of a story overnight. We're up against people who don't just back down automatically. We're up against people who just want to destroy. They're out to destroy lives. And your life may be the next life that they try to destroy. And if that happens, you're going to hope and you're going to pray and you're going to wish that you had someone like me out here standing up against the mob. So understand that we are up against an angry mob. And yeah, do you think I want to sit here every day talking about Shiloh? Not necessarily, but I understand that it's necessary because I understand the other side. They just keep going like the Energizer Bunny. And it's not like we got a lot of people over here on my side speaking common sense. I'm one of a few. But this is what's going down. This is why you keep seeing people saying that her funds were frozen. A lot of it is because they want to rally behind this black woman like she's a hero that took Shiloh down. She's their Ghost of Kiev. Okay? She's their wartime hero. But in reality, it's all false propaganda. Shiloh is raking in the cash as we speak. But you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.